Hey everybody, this is Laura and you're watching Atomic News TV. And tonight I wanted to show you guys copies of the leaked schedule for President Donald Trump. Now, if you didn't see my video earlier tonight, you should probably go back and watch it so you understand what you're actually looking at. Real briefly, somebody in the White House has decided to leak his schedule and it is now public information. And I have it here for you tonight so you can decide for yourself. Now, before I get into it, I want you to know that I absolutely love my president, and I am in no way posting this to make anything negative toward him. I actually am posting this because I want the world to know that our president does, in fact, work very hard, and the people that released this and did this are simply doing it to try and hurt the president. So let's just get into it. So this schedule that I'm going to show you is between November 7th and November 30th. So hang in there with me as we go through it, okay? Now, this is Wednesday, November 7th. And there's not a whole lot on his schedule today. It does say starting at 8 a.m. executive time. Now, when this was leaked, they're saying executive time is pretty much code word for screwing around. Tweeting, having breakfast, reading the newspaper, watching TV, etc., etc. But let's get real here. Executive time. That also means office time. This is the location is the Oval Office. Any executive, any businessman has to have office time. And that involves phone calls, computer work, paperwork, all sorts of things. So executive time doesn't necessarily mean he's sitting in his jammies and watching cartoons. All right, so it shows that he does go into a meeting with the chief of staff, does have executive time again shortly after because he probably needs to follow up in regards to whatever it was that he discussed in that meeting. Common sense, guys. Then he does go have lunch and have some more executive time. Now, I want to point out the president doesn't necessarily make his own schedule. The man can't even pee without the Secret Service saying, "You're good to go." So, moving on to Thursday, November 8th, we start out with 8 a.m. executive time again. But then, obviously, he has a full schedule here. It does involve some traveling, meeting with the Supreme Court justices, meeting with the Secretary of State, and he does have executive time in between all of this because he does have to sit and make notes, make phone calls, make decisions on whatever it is that he's discussing. Policy time, meeting with presidential personnel. He does have to meet with his staff. I mean, common sense here again. Video recording session. Location, Oval Office. Okay. Here we go. Tuesday, November 13th. It seems like he has the same schedule, 8 a.m. executive time. Meeting with the chief of staff. That's his briefing every day on his security, basically, security briefing. That's what that means. And then he has an intelligence briefing. Meets with the press secretary. This is normal stuff, completely normal stuff. Executive time right after. Of course, he's going to have some office time after meeting with a press secretary. The man does have to have lunch every day, and it looks like it's scheduled at the same time every day, which would make sense. Policy time, executive time, policy time. So this is completely normal stuff, guys. Let's go to the 14th. Here we go again, 8 a.m. executive time. This man, just so you guys know, only gets about 5 hours of sleep every night because he's a workaholic. He works and he works and he works. But here we go, his meeting with the chief of staff, intelligence briefing, Executive time probably needs to make phone calls. He has an intelligence briefing. What if he discussed something about North Korea or Russia? Then he has to go back to the Oval Office and do work related to that. Then he had to make a phone call to a Medal of Honor notification, executive time, lunch with the Secretary of State. So he's multitasking there. He's not only just having lunch, he's having lunch with the Secretary of State. It goes on. He had a meeting of some sort, a photo opportunity. He does have to have photo opportunities. I mean, he is the President of the United States. This is not anything out of the ordinary. This is what any president has ever done. And I would be really interested to see what Obama's schedules were, because I'm sure they were quite the same. November 15th. He had a visit to Marine Barracks at Washington, D.C. Some work in regards to veterans. Meeting with Senate Republican leadership. Let's see. Going on to Monday, November 19th. White House Christmas tree delivery. That is a big event every year. It is, and he does have to be present for that. Every president does. That's nothing new. Policy time, executive time, and then we go down to Friday, November 23rd. Everything's to be determined here. Looks like he made a trip to Mar-a-Lago. Okay, so he had a little bit of a vacation there. Monday, November 26th. Again, same schedule, executive time, chief of staff meeting, intelligence briefing, meeting with press secretary, lunch with the vice president, remarks at Make America Great Again rally. He does have to continue to push for 2020. So that makes complete sense. Media interviews, photo opportunity with law enforcement. Clearly, somebody makes the schedule for him. He does not make this. Hold for media interview. So he's basically holding spots for media interviews and photo opportunities. It's required. It's required as part of his job. He has to do that. We're going to go down. Tuesday, November 27th. We only have a couple more days to go, so hang in there with me, guys. Executive time. Ooh, this is a little different. Media engagement. Usually he has his briefing at this time. Lunch with the Secretary of State and the Secretary of Defense. So I'm sure while he's having lunch with them, he's discussing business. Meeting with House Republican leadership. Something in regards to the Christmas reception. Christmas is a big deal at the White House. It always has been and always will be. Media engagement. Photos at the United States Secret Service Christmas reception. Okay. There we go. Wednesday, November 28th. Here we go. He goes back to normal. Meeting with Chief of Staff, executive time, media engagement, White House Military Office departure photos, lunch with the Governor of New York, meeting with presidential personnel. So he's having a staff meeting. Makes absolute sense. Policy time. So obviously he's allotted time to work on policy, and that I'm sure involves paperwork and phone calls. Later on, he has the National Christmas Tree Lighting Ceremony. Then on Thursday, November 29th, let's see, he's making a trip to a base and basically doing some flying and traveling here for business, not pleasure. And then the last day, Friday, February 30th. Let's see. Photo opportunity with the President of the Argentine Republic. He has to do some public relations, obviously. Meeting with the President of the Argentine Republic. And he needed to do some speech prep there, which makes sense. I mean, he does have to make some long, difficult speeches. Not everything is off of a teleprompter. So it does have to be rehearsed. And then photos, remarks from the Argentine Republic, G20 luncheon, Prime Minister of Japan and the Prime Minister of the Republic of India he met with. And, I mean, busy day. Embassy meet and greet. It goes down some photos, cultural performance for G20. Boy, this is a long day for him. G20 leadership dinner. So he's a busy man. So for them to say that he completely wastes time all morning and does nothing is a flat out bold-faced lie. And this is proof right here. And I just wanted you guys all to know. Oh, it goes on, I guess, on December 3rd. But I think you guys have seen enough proof. And I hope that you will dismiss any of these reports that our president does not do any work. He is historically a workaholic, so why would that suddenly change? The truth is, it wouldn't. So I hope you guys enjoyed this leaked information. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe, hit the like button, and share away. Until next time, guys, peace out.